to think of these 5 rules. So we're going to think of the first one, and then the second one, and then the third one, and then the fourth one, and then the fifth. We're going to think about it like that. For some of you, these 5 rules might be enough of a cheat sheet for you. So for you to quickly jot down these 5 things when you get into a test or an exam, it might be enough for you. It might not be enough for everyone. If you're really struggling with remembering the rules, it might not be enough, but for some of you, I think it will be. Okay, so the first rule when we get to a geometry question, this is rule number 1. It is the most important one. And I'm going to write it in capitals because it is number 1. Do not panic. Okay, that seems silly, but it's actually super important. When we get to a geometry question, our first instinct is to panic because we see lines everywhere, we see angles, we see these funny arrows, and we're like, no, we don't know what's going on. Okay, but as soon as you panic, you're going to start spiraling out of control, and then the question is going to seem much, 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 much worse. Okay, so step 1, do not panic. Tamilo, no. Step 1 means you can't panic. So we are following the rules. Step 1 says we're not allowed to panic. Okay. Step 2, we're going to say no assumptions. Can someone tell me what they think I mean by that? Can someone tell me what they think I mean by saying no assumptions? What do you think? You're welcome to, like, you don't guess the answer. Puppy, absolutely. Don't guess the answer. 100%. I like that suggestion. So don't guess. So don't overthink to an extent. So like with don't overthink, I think put in do not panic. Then put in like don't overthink. Don't assume you're wrong when you might be right. Absolutely. Don't assume you're wrong when you might be right. I think both of those fall into do not panic. The no assumptions is like basically if we had a triangle like this, okay, and this angle was X over there. Let's say it was an isosceles triangle, okay. Can you tell me what that yellow dot would be as a letter? What would that yellow dot be if this was an isosceles triangle? X, exactly, okay. It would be X because it's an isosceles triangle. Now, when I'm saying no assumptions, I'm saying you can't just put an X in that triangle without having written out a step and giving me a reason. So you can't just assume that's X. You have to explain why it's X. So no assumptions basically is meaning you can't just write things that aren't in your picture. If you explain what's in your picture, then you can write it, but otherwise you can't. Okay, so no assumptions is basically like the most important thing here is sort of explaining every step. Okay, because we basically, what I mean by no assumptions is you can't assume that your teacher or whoever's marking your test knows what you're talking about. So you have to say everything. You have to state every step. All right. Okay, number 3, we're going to say, are there parallel lines? Are there parallel lines? And if there are parallel lines, then what are the 3 letters that we're going to think of? If they are parallel lines, what are the 3 letters we're going to think of? Yes, good. Okay, if they are parallel lines, we are going to think of fun. So we're going to think of corresponding, co-interior, alternate. Okay, cool. If there are not parallel lines, or if we've already used everything we can do with parallel lines, we're going to be like, cool, are there triangles? And if there are triangles, we can look at, is there an isosceles triangle? Is there an exterior angle? Is there a sum of angles in a triangle? That's what we're going to think of with our triangles, okay? And then we have the last one, which is if we have now tried everything we can at this point, and we're still not too sure, we're going to say, well, are there any straight lines? Okay, And if they are straight lines, then we're going to think of our vertically opposites. We're going to think about our angles on a straight line. We're going to think about our angles around a point. Okay. Just going to, for the triangles, I'm just going to put our little isosceles triangle, our exterior angle of a triangle, and our sum of angles in a triangle. Okay. So if we can remember these 5 rules whenever we get to a geometry question, we'll actually be okay. If you would like to take a screenshot or a photo, depending on what you are working on, please feel free. And then we're going to jump into these. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's go. So this is our first question. Think about our 5 rules. First rule is we're not allowed to panic. Second rule, we're not allowed to make assumptions. Third rule, we're going to say, are there parallel lines? There absolutely are parallel lines. Those are our parallel lines. And if there are parallel lines, we need to think about fun. Okay. So I want you to have a look at this question. I want you to give it your best go. And I want you to try and find A, B, and C for me. Yes, I see the message. I can go back to the 5 steps just now. I'll do it as soon as we've gotten through this question. I'll pop back up to the top. Okay, and remember, if you're giving me angles or you're giving me a sum, don't forget to give me the reason. I'm looking for angle A, angle B, and angle C. And when you feel confident that you would be able to talk me through all 3, then you can pop your hand up for me. And we can go through them together. And there's lots of different ways you could do this question. So many different ways. Okay, getting some answers in. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Let's do this. Remember your reasons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so try and find A, B, and C for me. And once you have found all 3 letters, pop a hand up so that we can chat to you and find out what you did. Oh, Amanda, I don't think I've seen that name before. Amanda Schumann, is this your first lesson with us today? Oh. Is there geometry in Mathlet? No, there is no geometry in Mathlet. No geometry and no algebra. So, Rodwin, I like your answer there. I would be a bit worried with how you've written your equation. Your answer is correct and your reason is also correct, but I think that you may have confused something. But we'll get there when we chat about it. Do I have no volunteers for this question? Where are my hands? I'm normally swimming in hands by this point. Is no one wanting to answer the first question of the day? Is that what's happening? Ah, there we go. Yeah, Isona, we're doing congruency and similarity next. Okay, Imbo, can you please talk me through what you did in this question?
Ma'am, can I just do A only?
You can.
Okay. So I said A plus 65 plus 70 equals to 180.
Okay. What's my reason?
Angles on a straight line.
Beautiful. Okay. Tell me what my next line would look like.
A is equals to 180 minus 65 minus 70.
Good. And so
which
therefore,
is
what does A
45.
equal? Nice. Perfect. Great. Awesome start. Nice. Okay, so we have A done. Hopefully you have gotten A correct and we are feeling good about it. Let's see if we can get to our next letter. Ochaping, tell me what to do.
Okay, ma'am. I'm going to do C, but I'm not
Okay,
sure
you're
if my
going to do
answer-
C. Awesome. What would I do for C?
Ma'am, but I'm not sure if my answer is right.
That's okay.
I say 70 equals to C because of alternate angle.
That's perfect. C is equal to 70 degrees, alternating angles. What do I need to write after I've said, yeah?
Is it DH
Good.
and then put those ones or 11. Okay, and then AB.
Good. Perfect. DH is parallel to AB. Nice. Perfect. Well done. Okay. So Ochapeng looked here and said, cool, I've got a parallel line happening over here. I've got a parallel line happening over there. That means I have got a Z or an N. And so that means that C has to be 70 degrees. Okay. Now, Rodwin had done C is equal to 70 degrees with co-interior angles, which is also fine because there is my U. Okay, so if you did co-interior angles, so I'm just going to put an or over here, you would say 65 plus A plus C is equal to 180 because of co-interior angles. Okay, and we're just going to say which lines are parallel. And then you would move A, we now know is 45. So you would move all of that onto the other side and you would get 70 degrees. Okay, so if you did co-interior angles, that's also fine. Okay, we have one more, and that is B. iPhone, I know you're not iPhone. I'll change your name for you when you're ready. What is B going to be?
Oh, hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Oh, ma'am, I did sum in a triangle.
Okay, so tell me what your sentence looked like.
Oh, 45
Okay. 45.
plus 70
Good.
plus B
Good.
equals to 180.
And then my reason?
Sum in triangle.
Good. Sum of angles in triangle. Great. Okay, next line.
45 plus 70, which is 115.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay, it's equal to
That's
180. Next line.
115 minus 180
Okay, and so what does B equal?
equals to 65.
Perfect. Nice job.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well done. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so that was great. You could have definitely done sum of angles in a triangle. So that's saying that this angle plus this angle plus this angle needs to equal 180. You could have also done another Z. So you could have done this Z over here, and then B would be equal to 65 degrees because of that Z. Okay. Tell me how this question went. This question would have been out of 6 marks. Tell me where we are sitting so far. Where are we at the moment with a question like this? And remember, if you're not wanting to share your stuff with the entire group, you're welcome to send a direct message either to you, Linda, or to myself. It's just so that we know what's going on and where you're at. Messed up on C. Okay, that's okay. And guys, you didn't have to find it in this order. Hey, you could have found any of them first. Nice job.
Well done, my pibs. You guys did well. You
Yeah.
did well. You nailed it.
So
Remember,
Anzani's
practice makes
hand
it
popped
perfect, my
up,
pibs.
and then it's like went back down again. No, why do we hate this subject? Oh, oh, I see. Oh no, sorry. I saw the end of your message. Why is this only clicking after you wrote your math test? It's okay, Sona. Remember your maths test that you write during the term, they are a very small portion of your end of year mark. So when your end of year mark, that's the one that really matters. And so we will get your mark right by then. I'm just trying to go through these comments, just making sure I haven't missed anything. No, man, Tatenda, maths is always going to be like, it will be your friend. You have to just make it your friend. Cool. Okay, let's go on to our next question then. Cool, let's go. All right. This one, super important note for this one is our rule number 2, which was don't make assumptions. I'm just going to be very clear about that. Okay. I am wanting to know what A, B, and C are. Okay, think about our rules. Rule 1, don't panic. Rule 2, don't make any assumptions. Rule 3, are there parallel lines? Yes, there are parallel lines. If there are parallel lines, think about fun. Okay. Tangeni, I see your hand. I know, Tatenda, no panicking. I think it's there to answer. I'm just going to confirm that. Is this hand up to answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm just going to mute you for the moment to give everyone a chance, and then I will unmute you when we are ready to go. No, it's not a rule 6 doesn't exist. So rule 1, no panicking. Rule 2, no assumptions. Rule 3, are there parallel lines? If there are, we think about fun. Once we've moved past parallel lines, we say, are there triangles that we could do something with? Once you've finished the question, do you mind just doing a little thumbs up reaction for me? You don't need to put it in the chat, just a reaction, just so I can get an idea of how many people are finished. Thanks, guys. And remember, there's lots of different ways to do this. The same way that there's always lots of different ways to do geometry. You must do the way that feels comfortable for you. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 1 more minute until it's 5:25.
I see some hands up. My pips are like, we are ready. Some answers
Yeah.
on the charts for people. You're doing really good because these are spicy questions.
Mm. Mm-hmm. And 25 past, we'll zoom through it. I'll go through the hands in the order that they are up, and we'll just do 1 letter per person, just so that more people get a chance to talk. And then it'll probably be time for our brain break. Rule 8, sleep once your test is done. I like it. Very solid rule. I do see your answers, Madao, I promise. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading a direct message. Why? I look confused. Okay, let's start going through this one step at a time. Okay, so Ntangeni, can you talk me through the first letter that you worked out?
Oh, ma'am, I worked out A equals to 43.
Okay, great. What was my reason for that? So A is equal to 43.
Alternating angles.
Good. What do I write after that?
BA parallel to CT.
Perfect. 100%. Nice. 2 marks in the bag. Excellent. Okay, let's move down. Ayanda, can you tell me your next letter?
B, ma'am.
Okay.
Or C. Can I do C?
I don't think
Which
you can
one?
do
I
C
did-
yet.
Okay, ma'am, I said C plus 53 plus 43 is equals to 180. Sum of angles in a triangle.
Did you work out C before working out B?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay,
No,
so
I
that-
worked out B first.
Okay, so we have to work out B first. If we don't work out B first, then we're making an assumption. Do you see what I'm saying?
Ma'am, B is 53, ma'am. I saw this triangle.
Okay, so that's perfect. So we can say B is 43 degrees, but we can't say isosceles triangle. What's the reason we use when it's an isosceles triangle?
Oh, ma'am, I don't know. I forgot.
Oh, remember, our reasons are half the deal here. Let's let's see if someone can help you. Look, there's lots of people helping you in the chat.
Angles opposite equal sides.
There we go. Angles opposite equal sides. There we go. Okay, so that's our rule when we're using isosceles triangles. Nice. Great. Okay, let's move down. Madao, has your sound started working? Try and mute you. See what happens. Hello? No. Okay.
But now you must join with your cell phone or join with another device because clearly there's a problem with your computer.
Yeah. Okay, let's do our last one here. So our last one is to find C. So you could have done co-interior angles if you wanted to, or you could have done sum of angles in a triangle. So I'm going to do sum of angles in a triangle because I think it's the one that people will have seen more. So you had to work out B first. If you worked out C, then you're going to not get all the marks. So we're going to say 43 plus 43 plus C is equal to 180 degrees because of sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, and so we're going to say 86 plus C is equal to 180. C is equal to 180 minus 86, which means C is equal to 94 degrees. Okay, so we have A, B, and C up on the board for this question. How did we do? Again, this is 6 marks. Nice, but see, well done, man. Yes, Zoe, big improvement from the last one. Nice. Not too bad. 7 out of 6. Nice job, guys. Okay, I made a promise to someone who had sent a direct message that I was going to go up to our previous question. So I'm just going to go right up to the top and then I'm going to move my way down. Okay, see where 1 is better than none. All right, so this was where we started our lesson today. So if you were sending me a message and that you needed me to go up, this was our first lesson, our first part of the lesson. Then we moved down to this question here. Oh, Alvarez. Why? And then we went on to this question here. And we have made it for the perfect time to do our brain break. So we're going to go down to Brian. Brian has brought us one of the old school maths ones that we haven't done in a while. Let's see how you cope with this guy. So I am wanting to know what my question mark is. That is what I'm wanting to know. Hi, Burley. We have done, we've just done 2 mixed questions with the geometry so far. And we're on a quick brain break, and then we're going to carry on with some more geometry after this. I want to know what my question mark is. As soon as you have an answer, pop it in the chat for me. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. People have understood that the swan is equal to 8. So people are definitely seeing this. Well, the answers that have come in, I can say that there is at least one of the answers is correct. I'm not giving it away just yet. I've written down the name of the person who got it down, who got it right first. So you'll still get credit. I'm just waiting. I don't want to ruin it for everyone just yet.
Jen is like, no,
So I'm just gonna help those of you who are struggling a little bit. Don't forget about your BODMAS rules. So the fact that your multiplication has to happen first. See. So the hour is 44. How are we getting 44? Yes. Okay, the owl is 4. I agree with that. There we go. Okay, so the answers have started coming in that are correct now, which is great. The very first person to get it right was Karen, who got it right in record time. May I just say that was insanely fast. A big well done to Karen.
well done.
So if we have a look here, if this owl up here is 4, then there are 2 owls here. So that means that those are 8. So 8 times 8, that's going to give me 64. So what do I have to add to 64 to get 78? I'm going to have to add 14. So that means each one of these little duckies is 7, but they're 2 here. Then we say 14 times 8 plus 4, which is 116. So for those of you who got 116, a big well done. Karen was our winner for this one. Nice job, Karen. Good work. But well done to everyone who got 116. Nice. And now we're going to jump back into some maths. So we're going to see how many more of these questions we can get through today.
Let's go, my bibs. We can do this.
Let's see. And remember, if you're only getting like 1 mark at the moment out of the questions that we're doing, that's okay. It's all about improvement. Like whatever, if you can get 2 right in the next question, then that's a step forward. Okay. Now I would like to stress again, when you are looking at this question, that the very first rule on our list of 5 rules is that we are not allowed to panic. Okay, we're not allowed to look at this and see all these lines and have a panic. What I do recommend you do is, if you are in a test situation, if you've got colored pencils or pens or highlighters, find your parallel lines that are pairs. So like, let me just use a slightly smaller highlighter here, hold on. So for example, that line is a pair with that line. Right, so we would do that in one color, and then we would say, well, this line is parallel to that line, so we can do that in another color, and then we would say this line is parallel to this line. Okay, so find your pairs of parallel lines and let those guide you to help. Oshping, I know that hand is up to answer. I'm excited to hear your answer. I'm just going to keep you muted for the moment. Then we're going to have Isona who's going to answer another one, and then Burley's going to answer. So we've got A, B, and C sorted. Isona, I'm just checking you are wanting to answer, and it's not a question. Can you let me know in the chat?
Do we have two Esona? Because Esona on the chat is like scary, and then Esona on the hand is like, I'm answering.
But also the one Isona has a capital E and the other Isona has a small e.
Oh, nice.
We were twos.
We should name them Esona 1, Esona 2.
Yeah, we're gonna have a naughty 1 and a naughty 2 situation again. I'm seeing some cool things in the chat. It's gonna give you a little bit of extra time. I don't want you to feel too rushed. We are looking very solid, guys. Okay, let's jump. What's your pain? Talk me through the first letter that you found.
I found A.
Okay, talk me through how you found A first. What did you say A was?
50 equals A because of alternate angles.
Good. What am I going to ask for now?
And then it's going to be B, A.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay, yeah, B, A.
And then D, wait, D, E, no, DC.
DC, good, good. Okay, nice, well done. Guys, I cannot stress enough how important your reasons are. So I know, because I've been a teenager, I understand, like you just get excited that you have the answers right. And so you're like, I know the reasons, it's fine. If you don't write the reasons down, you're going to find yourself in a big pickle. You get to test situations. And this part over here is really important to make sure that we get right. No, I know the reasons are the hardest. That's why we have to practice them the most. Rory-san, it might help to leave the call and come back in. Sometimes that does help some people. Okay. Isona, please talk me through the next letter that you found. Oh no, sweetheart, we can't hear you. I can see you're unmuted, but we have the same situation as Madal. I can't hear you speaking.
Oh, wow. Esona, if you can hear us, Esona, and you were hearing us from the other lessons, please log out and then in again. If you did talk to us before.
Also, sometimes it's like sometimes it's just a headphone situation, and we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, I'm going to try and get some different people here. Burley, can you help me with the next letter?
Angle B it will say angle B plus 50 degrees equals to 180. Reason co-interior angles. I'll say AC is parallel to ED.
Good, excellent. Right parallel lines, 100%. So A plus B is going to equal 180. And so then what does B land up? What does B equal?
We'll say 180 degrees minus 50 degrees, which will be 130.
Good. Excellent. Okay, so now we have B. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Oh, Rodwin, I'm so sad. I don't know why it's kicking you out. That's very depressing. Okay, let's see. Okay, Bongusamno, can you please help me with C? Oh, you've disappeared. I think you just got kicked out. That's very sad. Let's try Lesedi. Lesedi, can you help me with C?
C is equals to 55 plus equals to 180 co-interior angles.
Okay, so C plus 55 is equal to 180 co-interior angles. What do I have to say after co-interior angles?
CG is parallel to CF.
Good. DG is parallel to CF. Perfect. Next line.
C equals 180 subtract 55.
Good. So what does C equal?
C is equals to 125.
Perfect. Nice job. Awesome, Lesedi. Good job. Madao, don't panic. I'm seeing your answers coming in through the chat, and if I'm seeing something wrong, I promise I'll flag it with you. You've just been getting them all right. You've just been doing very well. That's the only reason. Nice job, guys. But it might help to try and download Zoom for our next lesson on your phone so that we can chat to you. Hopefully, we'll see. Okay, this is C. If you're wanting to take note of it, take note. If you have any questions about what you're currently seeing on the board, please feel free to ask. You can ask in the chat, or you can pop your hand up for me and we can talk about it that way. Let me know. Yeah, Shaden, how can I help?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, do you have to like add the method? Would you get marks for like the B equals to 180 minus 50?
No, you don't get any marks there.
Okay, it's like because over here I just wrote A equals to 50, B equals to 130, obviously with the reasons. And
That's
then I
fine.
wrote C. Okay.
Yeah, that would be completely fine. If it's like a whole equation, you know how sometimes you have like multiple, like if you had like a triangle like this and it was like x and then 3x and then 60, then you need to show x plus 3x plus 60 equals 180. So in those situations, you need to show them. But if you can just see it straight away, then it's absolutely fine.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Katiwe, how can I help?
Then it's like interesting to just ask that you don't get a mark when you don't give the example for your answer.
No, so like if you had jumped straight to saying B is 130 and then your reason was next to that, then I would have given you 2 marks for that.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
No problem. Okay, okay, great, nice. We're getting there. Progress, guys. Okay, I'm gonna warn you. Hold on. Maybe let's do this one first. Yeah, let's do this one first. Okay, this one. No, I'm not gonna say anything. I was gonna give you a hint, but I'm not gonna say anything. Oh, maybe I should give you one little hint. If you were talking, so just be careful with how you're calling angles. So for example, if I was talking about that purple angle there that I've just highlighted, I would call that angle CDE. Okay, that's my hint. It may not feel like a hint to everyone, but it is actually a hint. Yeah, Yolanda, I can go back up. As at the end of this question, I'll pop back up. So, Madame, just be careful. Something's missing.
when you called Yolanda, I was like, you're talking to me.
Oh, sorry, Yolanda.
No, maybe she must tell the person must tell us how they pronounce it, but I think it's Yolanda.
Oh, okay, okay. I was saying it all wrong. Burley, I see that hand. I'm excited. Imbo, yes. Oshiping, yes. Oh no. Why doesn't it let you raise your hand, Isona? That's so weird. Yeah, if it's co-interior, they need to be equal to 180, but if it's alt or corresponding, then they're equal to each other. What does CDE mean? So CDE is talking about this angle that I've highlighted. So that little yellow angle that I've highlighted there, if I needed to give it a name, so if I needed to use it, hint, hint, wink, wink, I would call that angle CDE. That's what its name is. That's what the name of that angle is. Because we say where we're starting from. So we're starting from C, then the angle point is at D, and we're ending at E. So it's like talking about the journey of that angle. Don't worry, it's a hard question, guys. Don't panic, don't be hard on yourselves. I promise I'm going to go through it so slowly, and then you're going to be like, oh, okay. Oh, Madao, I didn't see it. It must have come in when I was working on the screen. Can you copy and paste it again for me? Is that possible? Don't worry, Eunice. Okay. Let's see if we can start making some progress. Let's see if Burley will be able to help us with the beginning of this process. Okay. Burley, what did you do? How did you start this question?
I said 3t plus t plus 20 equals to 100.
The reason that it's not is because you're forgetting about that little yellow angle there. We have to include him.
Oh.
But it's okay. Mistakes is part of learning. So I'm going to keep on moving down this list, and let's see if someone can help me get to the first point here. Oshipeng, what did you do to start? How did you start your question?
I said 3t equals t plus 20 because of angles on a straight line.
So if I was doing angles on a straight line, then I need to add all of those together, and they would have to equal 180. But I don't have this angle here, so I can't use angles on a straight line just yet.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay, let's see. Akai, can you help me? Remember, guys, making mistakes is good. I like mistakes. It means we're learning. I'm still trying to find what my first step would be here. Okay, I've unmuted you. You just need to unmute from your side. Leclerc, what you're saying is great. Okay, I'm going to need to move down because I'm not hearing from you. Ntangeni, can you help me with my first step?
Oh, ma'am, T equals to CDE.
Good. Okay. So we're first going to say that angle CDE is equal to T. Why is that angle equal to T?
Alternating angles.
Good. What are my parallel lines?
BCDE.
Good. Excellent. Okay. So what we've used over here is we said this is a parallel line. That's a parallel line. There's my Z. Okay, so that little yellow area that I highlighted there, it's actually T because of alternate angles. Is there anyone who has an issue with that angle being T? Let me know. Put it in the comments, in the chats, so that I can figure out what we're enjoying, what we're not enjoying. Okay, if you're confused by it, please let me know. Pop your hand up for me so that we can chat about it. You did exterior angles. So the problem with exterior angles is that we don't have this angle here, so we can't use exterior angles. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of all these colors so that you can see. Right. When we have parallel lines, as soon as we see parallel lines in a test, we're gonna highlight them. Okay, and when we highlight them, we're going to think of fun. So we're going to think corresponding, co-interior, alternate. All right. So I'm just going to make my little letter. And if I do that with my highlighter, I'm going to see that I have a Z. All right. And when I have a Z, those two angles are the same as each other, which means that this little angle in here is angle T. So all I'm saying in this first step is I'm saying that that angle that I've just spoken about, so angle CDE, is equal to T because of alternate angles. That's the only thing I've done. That's my first step. Oh, good. Okay, good. We're getting there. Guys, give your brain time to process things. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. That's okay. It's normal. Don't be hard on yourselves. And Sangeni, I think because this one caused quite a bit of confusion, I'm just going to talk through this one. Not because I don't love hearing from you, just to try and help relieve some confusion. Okay, now that we have got that angle there, now we can say, well, this over here is a straight line. And all of these angles are next to each other. They are all adjacent angles. Okay, and so that means that if I add all of those angles together, I need to get 180 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that as my next step. I'm going to say 3t plus t, which is what we've just found, plus t plus 20. So that's my one angle. That's my little Z angle from my alt angles, and then that's my other angle. And if I add all of them together, I need to get 180 degrees because of angles on a straight line. Okay, now I'm just adding together my variables. So I'm going to say 3t plus t, that is equal to 5t plus 20 is equal to 180. I'm going to move that 20 over. So 5t is equal to 180 minus 20, which means 5t is equal to 160. And then we're going to divide that by 5. We're going to divide that by 5. And so t is going to equal 32 degrees, I think. I might be wrong. I think it's right. No, it's right. Okay. If you landed up getting T, I'm very proud of you. Well done. If you didn't, that's also okay. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for it to all to process. Ochping, how can I help?
Ma'am, where did you get that T, ma'am? After C, D, E equals T, where did you get the T?
Okay, so
And
that
how
T,
do you know that your sum is C, D, E?
So, okay, so I got the T because of this Z. That's how I knew that that angle was T.
Okay.
Okay.
You got the T from C.
Yes, exactly, because it's a Z.
Okay.
And then this angle in here, when we have to name angles, we can't just call it angle D because it's actually 3 different angles on angle D. So we have to explain what that angle is. So that angle is we're coming from C, our middle letter is D, and then we're going to E. So it's like telling us what that angle is. That's how we write that one over there.
Okay.
Okay. Nice job,
Okay.
guys. You did really, really well. I think it was chaotic. It was a hard question, but I had to give you at least one of these spicy questions.
Yeah.